Hello everyone, this is Zud. Today I would like to talk about another commonly used safety risk assessment method, the risk matrix. Compared with the LEC method, the risk matrix is much simpler because it only considers two factors. The first one is likelihood of the incident, and the second one is the severity of the consequences. And we assign a score to each factor and then use a 5x5 matrix to determine the final risk level. So the process itself is very straightforward. But just like the LEC method, the risk matrix also involves a certain level of subjectivity, especially when we are determining the likelihood level. Let's first look at how likelihood is evaluated. In the risk matrix, likelihood is divided into 5 levels. Level 5 represents the highest likelihood. It refers to situations where an incident happens frequently under normal conditions. In this description, you may see control measures, but when we are conducting an initial risk assessment, we usually do not consider control measures. So we just focus on the inherent risk and the basic descriptions of how likely the accident is. And the level 4 generally means the incident may occur under expected conditions. In other words, it is possible and reasonably foreseeable. And the level 3 indicates that similar accidents or events have occurred in the past. So this suggests that the incident happens occasionally. And the level 2 represents a lower probability. It means the incident has occurred rarely, perhaps only under unusual or unexpected circumstances. And personally, I think describing it as very rare or remote makes it easier to understand. And the level 1 means that incident is extremely unlikely to occur. So there are 5 levels in total. Compared with the LEC method, which has 7 likelihood levels, and the risk matrix is slightly easier to judge. Generally, the more levels there are, the more difficult it becomes to make consistent decisions. That said, likelihood assessment still depends heavily on personal judgment. If we wanted to reduce subjectivity and make it more quantitative, we can base the likelihood level on how frequent similar incidents have occurred within our company. For example, we can define it in this way. If a similar incident occurred within the past 1 year, we classify it as level 5, frequent or very likely. If it occurred within the past 3 years, we classified it as level 4, likely. And if it occurred within the past 5 years, we defined it as level 3. And if it occurred within the past 10 years, we defined it as level 2. And if it has never occurred before, we classified it as level 1, very unlikely. So by doing this, we reduce subjectivity and establish a unified standard within the company. So everyone can use the same criteria when conducting assessments. The second factor in risk matrix is the severity of consequences, and this is also divided into 5 levels. The level 5 is the most severe outcome, which is fatality. And the level 4 refers to permanent disability or complete loss of the ability to work. And the level 3 includes serious injuries such as amputation, fractures, hearing loss, or chronic illness. And in some cases, amputation may also result in permanent disability. So I think level 4 should refer to situations where the person can no longer return to work at all, while level 3 refers to injuries where the person can eventually return to work after treatment and recovery. And then level 2 represents minor injuries. These may include first aid cases or like temporary discomfort that does not result in any workday loss. And the level 1 means there's no injury or harm. After determining the likelihood level and the severity level, we use a 5x5 matrix to calculate the overall risk rating. And the method itself is very simple and practical. It is also important to note that there is no universally fixed standard for defining risk categories in the matrix. And different organizations can set their own thresholds according to their risk tolerance and management needs. For example, one company may define a score of 16 as a critical risk, while another company may classify a score of 8 as a medium risk. So these definitions are not fixed. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. I see you next time.